Hello, it's been ages since I've done this, so to remind you of who I am, I'm Nathan, I run Cambridge Autogleam. It's Thursday the 24th of January and I want to get back to doing a few more videos, trying to make them more basic maybe. The longer ones with all the fancy time lapses, very long to edit, which is why I stopped doing them in all honesty. Maybe let's go back to the shorter ones, a bit more behind the scenes, showing just one or two little things per video. But let me know what you think. If that's not of interest and you want to see the longer ones, let me know. Anyway, this is a Fiesta ST. It's actually stored here at Autostore. Customers' little pride and joy. And it's just had a full front end PPF fitment with Jules next door, Jules Sturgess Automotive. And then I'm polishing the remaining panels, applying Gtechniq Crystal Serum Ultra, and EXO and all the trimmings. So there's a few bits I wanted to show you. So this is actually one of those jobs that's going really well. Normally when I'm on camera I'm saying, wow, it's taken forever and don't become a detailer ever. But this is kind of going as it should do, which is nice. So 1 to 2 hits of harder compound to break through the swirls, and then 1 hit of finishing polish just to really refine it on this solid red paint. But if you can see there, the wing, there's no swirls, and then as you come across, there's lots of swirls on the door. If I zoom in, and let it focus. So the door's not been polished, lots of little fine swirls, and then as you come across onto the wing, it looks quite nice and glossy. Now that is the PPF that's masking the swirls. This didn't have any machine polishing beforehand. Obviously it was prepped, clayed, de-greased, de-tarred, so that there was nothing underneath the PPF. But the change in the appearance is purely from the fact that your eye is seeing the top surface of the PPF and not seeing the swirls. So I just wanted to show you that because there's often a lot of questions and people kind of saying, oh, you need to have a full detail. There's companies out there that will charge lots and lots of money to even wet sand and flat all the paint down so you get rid of all the orange peel before putting the PPF on. And while it can be worth doing, let me put it back here. While it's no means a bad thing to do it, because at least then you know. Right, where was I? Rudely interrupted there. No matter how long you've been doing these videos, you never quite get used to doing them when people are watching you. So yeah, I tend to always stop. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, there's companies that will charge you a lot of money to have the paint polished before you put PPF on, and it's by no means a bad thing, because at least then you know that underneath the PPF the paint is as good as it will go. But we give people an option, so if you're on more of a budget, then you don't necessarily need to spend out to have the paint under the PPF polished, as long as it's, like we say, clean, cleansed, free of tar, free of all other contaminants that you'd be able to see through it. And as we found out quite recently on a car that hasn't gone so well, if it's previously had ceramic coatings, Gtechniq coatings, other brands of coatings, the PPF just does not stick to it. So in those instances we do need to do a fair amount of polishing beforehand just so that the PPF can stick to it. But on this one, didn't have any coatings onto it. It wasn't slick in any way, the PPF just stuck to it nicely. So we were able just to clay it, de-tar it, put the PPF on, and it saved that cost. And like you can see, visually, there's no difference to, if I could have spent 2 or 3 hours machine polishing that panel, it would look exactly the same as if I hadn't machine polished it. So I just wanted to show that. If you've got any questions, put them in the comments. Next thing, tyres. So I've talked about this on previous videos, but it's quite a good example and a good time to remind people that there's no point just putting tyre dressing onto a tyre unless it's been cleaned. And as you can see on this one, it's caked. And if I just do that, you can see how much it's caked in old grime and dressings. Focus. You're going to focus? Some things never change. There we go, it's focused at last. So that's old tyre grime that I've just scraped off with my nail. If you were just to put new tyre dressing on top of that, it would still look pretty disgusting. So we're going to clean that off, and I'll show you how to do that now. Right, so first thing, gloves, because it gets quite messy and you don't want the chemicals on your hands if you can help it. And then this is just Autogleam tar and glue remover. Let's just mist it onto the tyre. I'm going to use a hard bristled brush just carefully to agitate the tyre, start getting it out of all those letters. And then when you've agitated it, an old cloth, doesn't matter because it's going to go in the bin afterwards, and it's definitely not going to touch the paint or anything else, but just to start wiping off this residue. Keep turning it, maybe spray the cloth a bit more with the tar and glue remover. And I mean, once all this residue is off and they're dressed nicely, just as part of the wash regime, if you squirt the tyre with some cleaner, either some APC or when it's snow foamed, if you then just go around and give it a bit of a brush and an agitation, then they're not going to get this bad. A lot of people don't bother washing the tyre because they don't think it needs doing. They'll squirt wheel cleaner on the wheel and give that a brush and then just leave the tyre, which is probably what's happened here over the years. Focus on those letters because you get all the build up inside the raised letters. And here we go, hopefully you can see the difference. There's no dressing on this tyre, it's just been cleaned and scrubbed and wiped, and if I wipe my nail on it, even though it won't focus, you can see there's no residue on the tyre anymore. So that's now ready for tyre dressing. The tyre dressing is going to sit a lot better on the rubber, it's going to look a lot better for it. Even if you don't want to actually dress it, it's now a clean tyre. So you can just run that, it's not going to look, well, terrible like it did before really. So yeah, that's another little tip, just a reminder of keeping the tyre as clean as possible. And then lastly, for this short little video, let me show you some paint correction. You've seen it all before, but for those that haven't, these are swirl marks in the paint. They're caused by poor washing, wiping the dust over the car, generally not caring for it as well as you should. And as you can see, they're robbing the paint of its clarity. We're now going to make that a lot clearer through a process of paint correction. Right, as usual, focus. You gonna focus? Okay, that's 7 minutes 44 seconds, and as usual, it went out of focus. So there's a little line left in it after panel wiping that I've seen, so I'm going to go over it again. But that gives you an idea. I'll turn it around in a minute and show you properly. In fact, let's do that now. It gives you an idea. So that was 2 harder hits, overlapped. Right, how am I going to do this? This is the problem when you haven't done a video for so long, you forget how to use the camera. Let's get it to focus down here. So they're the swirls that I haven't polished. And then going up onto the area that I did polish, you can see how much clearer it is. No kind of marks, nothing to catch your eye from the reflection. Lots of swirls going up, and swirls disappear because they've been polished out. And as I said before, this is actually a really nice paint to polish. It's not being grabby, it's not being clingy, which if you're a detailer you'll understand what that means. Some paints, they just suck all the moisture out of the polishing compound, and then it's not nice to polish at all. But this one's going really well. It's coming up brilliantly after just 2 correction hits. So yeah, quite looking forward to finishing it. Got a bit more of the door to do and then refining. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the fact that I'm back. I hope you've enjoyed this short video. If you want me to do more short videos like this, let me know. If they're too short, too boring, and you want more in-depth stuff, maybe I'll try and do that as well. But either way, I'm going to try and do some more videos this year, show you what I'm up to, show you more of what Jules is up to as well, doing the PPF, because we do a lot of PPF work now, some interesting cars coming through to do that. We've got a very special car coming up in March, which, yeah, look forward to showing you. Anyway, that's it. Social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, I'm all over the place. Links are in the comments below. So you can see that I have been active over the last year. I just haven't been posting any videos, unfortunately. That's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.